Hey guys, this is Nick with Omniclipse Comics. I am the co-founder of Omniclipse and co-creator of The New Breed. It's our flagship title. You'll be seeing it this August. What we have here is kind of an inside look at my coloring process. I am the colorist on The New Breed. What you see to the left is line work provided by our interior artist and fellow Omniclipse co-founder and New Breed's co-creator, Brett Strong. As you can see, I've got my reference sheet to the right of me of Lattice, one of their characters. She's, as you can tell, she's kind of a rough chick, and she's got kind of a punk look going on. What I'm doing is I'm sampling colors from my reference guide. If you look at those little squares, that's kind of my breakdown of the colors that are in her skin and on her costume and various parts of her outfit. I use kind of a combination of solid brushes, hard brushes, and soft brushes. Um, I don't know how to explain it, but just kind of following where I think the direction of the light is hitting and kind of rolling with that. I usually start off with the skin first. It's kind of the norm for me. Um, I just find the skin to be the more elusive thing to try to nail. Um, Everything else, you know, clothing, um, hair, even to a certain extent, is flows a little easier. You can kind of get away with more. But the skin is just, it's one of those areas that people are immediately drawn to. Um, if you, at the beginning of the video, you probably noticed I already had the flats laid down. That's more or less to kind of save this video from being entirely boring. The flats really are the most tedious part of the whole process. But it really pays off if you have nice clean flats. It makes the rendering go much smoother. Um, if you can see my layers panel to the right, you'll see I'm doing a lot of option clicking into my flat colors, my base colors. Um, that's another thing to kind of keep things clean while you're working. I do very minimal cleanup work afterwards. You know, everything is in the just drops down right into those to the base color. What I just did right there is I turned off a layer. I had the flats for her makeup and her knives or daggers. I turned that off temporarily so I could get a better look at her face. And there, it's back on again right there. And they're using that soft brush quite a bit right there to get down that first highlight coat um, on her top and on her gloves and straps and all, her belt and all that stuff. I use a lot of soft eraser tool as well to kind of fade areas. You'll see I'm using that hard brush and then going in and erasing, fading those tips off so it kind of looks a little more natural. Trying to get kind of that almost pleather look with her outfit. with the darker parts of her outfit. There we go, putting in some more highlights in there. Blending off some of the tips again. And one of the things you'll see, it looks like I'm using several different colors, but I'm really only using the shadow, mid-tone, highlight, and in some areas a bright, intense highlight. The reason why it's looking like I'm using more than just that is I'll control my opacity at the top. I'll use that with my quick keys, my number keys on my keyboard. There's the highlights I was just mentioning. And you'll notice I'll kind of, every now and then I'll change the base color, make it a little darker. Typically when I do my base colors for the flats, I'll just use the mid-tone, but sometimes it's easier for the eye to build up instead of starting in the middle. So go with your darkest color and then hit your mid-tone, then hit your highlight. Right there with the hair, I'm trying to kind of mimic Brett's pen strokes to kind of get that texture of kind of, I don't know, feathered hair. It's definitely got kind of a 80s hair metal thing going on a little bit there. Putting in another highlight because it's necessary. Pops that hair out a little bit more. Sampling some different tones from her lips. These, gotta tell you, these character sheets, they really come in handy. They keep the look of the character consistent when you're having to color a whole comic. Yeah, there we go. Switching the base color again. And keep in mind, this video is sped up quite a bit. This whole process, and it took about maybe an hour and I don't know, hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes or so. And starting to put in some details in the daggers there and the various different metal objects on her costume, the rivets and belt buckle and all that. The look of Lattice was kind of determined by me, our writer Aaron Bassett, and another one of our artists, Eddie Mims. We kind of just got input from Aaron of kind of sort of an idea what she'd like to see for the character. Eddie cranked out the first initial draft of the costume, and then I kind of went back and added my little touches to it. And that's kind of how a lot of these characters came to be. Just constant, communication with my team, with my guys, and with Aaron, and just kind of throwing back and forth some different ideas. Getting closer and closer to finishing this, so I will let you know if you would like to, well, if you just happen to be in Chicago this August for the Comic Con, the Wizard World Comic Con, me and Brett, we will be there. We'll be selling the first issue of the New Breed, and we'll also be selling some other little knickknacks and surprises. So please come down and see us. you know, take a look at our portfolio. You might even get a glimpse of some other cool new things we're working on. Oh, and that background was provided by Brett. We're trying to kind of do a series of posters. This background will probably look familiar if you've seen the Neuron coloring video that Brett did. So he sent that to me. So, bam, that's done. And that's all there is to really say about that. Check out more of our stuff at our website, www.omniclipse.com. And check us out on Facebook for updates on the comic, updates on the con, and everything.